Hi there, this is James Burchill, and this is another Smartcar Coffee Confidential. And today's guest is Chief Steve Tanner from the Halton Regional Police Services. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here. You're the first person who's ever got me into a smart car.
Into a smart car?
People won't believe it. No,
yeah, well, you know what? These are surprisingly roomy, aren't they?
Absolutely, they are.
Yeah. How tall are you?
It's not too bad. 6'3".
Yeah, it's about the same height. I'm looking going, yeah, about the same. There you go.
We both fit.
We both
it's like
fit.
being in a Cessna, but...
I know. Do we want to check the suspension? I mean, I weighed myself recently. I was on the scales this morning.
We're leaning a little to my side, but that's okay.
Not by much. No, it's all good. All right, so for those of you who've seen the show before, you know what we do. We're going to go grab a coffee, and then Steve, he gave me permission to use his formal name.
Absolutely. I've been Steve for a lot more years than I've been Chief.
Well, true. I guess we'll learn more about that. So we're going to go grab a coffee and learn a bit more about the man behind the profession, or the person behind this rather impressive uniform. How long have you been a police officer?
Well, 37 years. I actually I grew up in Oakville, and I went to university, and I came home, and I got hired by the Halton Police in 1982.
Wow.
And so I spent 16 years here, and had a really, really cool, diverse experience, lots of different
So you start off as a
positions.
constable, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What was your career path?
Well, I started as a constable in Burlington.
Yep.
So I spent my first 9 years in Burlington, probably 8 or 9 years, and 5 of them were on the road as a uniformed patrol officer, doing all sorts of car accidents, domestics, barking dogs, any sort of thing. We used to go back then. We weren't as specialized as we are now, so we used to go to everything.
Oh, okay.
1987, I went into the detective office. I got to work on...
I wondered about that.
break-and-enters and sexual assaults, and then some intelligence, a couple of years in intelligence and training, and became a polygraph examiner in our homicide office.
Oh, really?
1996, which was a lot of fun. And at that time, we also did polygraphs for the Hamilton Police, which... tended to be more interesting characters than we had here in Halton.
So for those people that don't know what a polygraph is, it is a
lie detector.
There you go. Oh, that's interesting. Huh, and then what?
And then 1998, I was still doing that in the homicide office as a sergeant, acting staff sergeant, and I applied for a position to be a deputy chief in Guelph, and surprised everyone, including myself, and got that position. So I left my home and police service and went to Guelph in 1998, and was there for about a year and a half, and I had a chance to go to Belleville as a deputy, and then there was a little more of a career planning move. The older gentleman, great chief, Dave Klenovic at the time in Belleville, was soon to retire, and so I got to be the chief in Belleville for 6 years, and then the chief in Kingston, Ontario for 4 years.
Oh, you moved around a lot.
And absolutely. And then 7 years ago, I was, another lottery win, and had an opportunity to come back here as the chief. So,
I bet that's nice.
It's nice. Come back home.
Ground.
Lots of change. Some things are the same, and September 2012. So I'm back here just over 7 years. So it's been a great time. We have a really strong team here, and fantastic people. One of my deputies just became the chief in Peel, which
that's nice.
Looks very good on the Halton Regional Police as well. So
I'm sure.
Nice to help develop people.
Who do you report to? Like, you're the most senior police officer in the area, right?
That's right. So it's kind of a unique situation. We're chiefs and deputies report to the Police Services Board. Really, it's the chief directly, and the deputies through the chief.
So you're like the CEO of the police?
Sort of the president and CEO of the Halton Regional Police, and I report to the board, and it's a board of 7 people, and what they've done is there are 3 members of the board from regional council, and there are 3 members who are appointed by the province, which sort of gives you a mixture from different political perspectives.
Well, that would make sense. Otherwise, there might be a bit of sort of skewing of things if you were all from the local area.
But in fairness, to skew it a little bit to the region's favor, the 7th person is appointed by regional council, but not a member of council. So they're sort of a citizen at large, but picked by the region.
Oh, interesting. Now, how old is too old to be a police officer? Is there a minimum or maximum age?
There is no maximum age. It's for people coming in. Now there are fitness tests and a variety of things. But I mean, I can tell you,
So
I
I'm
have
50. I just turned 50.
You know, and I say to people, nothing is impossible. I have a 50-year-old niece
Yep.
who got into policing with the RCP when she was 46.
Wow.
And went through their full 6-month training program, all of the fitness parts. So there is no number where somebody will say it's not possible.
You're too old.
Probably becomes a little more difficult, but never impossible. And then a few years ago, the province of Ontario more or less abolished any mandatory retirement, which is interesting because depending on the position you're in,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have an 80-year-old police officer.
Well, no, I mean, there's
So
a physical
there's-
requirement, right? I mean, I assume, of course, mentally you're still sharp as a tack. You know, you have to be, but physically, yeah, you've got to be able to do the job.
Yeah, and it would be very difficult on people in their 60s, 70s, 80s to be working 12-hour midnight shifts, and
Yeah.
so it tends not to happen. But there are senior officers in inspector sort of ranks, higher ranks, who are in their 70s in the province of Ontario right now,
Wow.
and are still working and contributing. So it's
They must really love the job.
I think they do, and some will admit they're afraid of what police or life after policing would be, because it's for
kind of-
some it's an identity.
I was going to say,
It's,
it's sort of a way of expressing who you are, because I would imagine, given the way you work, the hours you work, the community and the camaraderie with the other officers, it's a family, you know?
Absolutely.
And lifestyle almost.
no, it definitely is. It definitely is both of those things, and being part of a team and
Yeah.
people who thrive on that worry what life would be like after that.
Yeah, I can see that. So we'll get to the coffee first, and then you can...
Hi, I'll be right with you.
Okay. What kind of coffee do you want?
Just
Sorry, what can I
double
get
milk.
you?
One double milk and one steeped tea with sugar and milk, please.
All right. Anything else?
Did
That's
you
good.
want a donut?
No, we'll talk about that later.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have said for 37 years, real cops don't eat donuts.
What is
and
the
it's,
joke with donuts?
Well, I think it started when I think it's in 1982. I don't even think there was Tim Hortons yet. It came shortly after,
Yeah.
and then Tim Hortons and maybe Country Style Donuts were the only places that were open 24 hours a day.
Oh, that makes sense.
Points?
No, just debit, please.
So everyone would think, the police cars are at the coffee shop or the donut shop, and it's just been a little pet peeve of mine. I could probably admit to eating at most 100 donuts in the last 37 years.
Wow, probably
But
more than
generally, no, not donuts. No, she's talking on the phone, probably.
Oh, that would be a good one.
But her hands were free.
This is true. Well, talking of which, we have a lot of gadgets inside this car right now, and as you'll see, my hands are generally always on the steering wheel. At least
And
one
I'm
was.
watching for that, because that is revenue potential.
Oh, I know. How much is it now if you get dinged for something like that?
Up to $600 or something for distracted driving, and plus
That's
a
significant.
large amount of points on your license.
Oh, you get
and,
points as well?
People are still doing it every day. Oh, this is a great part of town.
Oh, I love it here. Used to come down here all the time and walk through the marina.
Yeah.
So, I think all the medals. What are they for?
Oh, well, these are, this is a ribbon version of medals that are worn on our dress uniforms. So, it's very nice to have all of these. This one's kind of special because it's an officer with the Order of Merit, which was given to me about 6 years ago by the Governor General up in Ottawa at a special ceremony. So it's
Wow.
it's sort of like the police version of the Order of Canada, if that's probably the simplest way to explain it. So that's quite special to be able to wear that.
When did you stop wearing a gun?
Well, you never do. I still do wear one,
gonna
but
say, I didn't
I
see one.
just brought my iPhone with us today. I thought I was safe, so I've only seen you drive a little bit, but I don't need a firearm to do it.
Yeah.
No, I go through I go through use of force and annual use of force requalifications and firearms training at least once a year.
Even in the position you're in?
I think it's important to be able to be out in the community or at a scene and still be a fully functioning police officer as well.
Right.
And there's a little bit of it that's not leading by example, but if I expect every police officer in the service, well, we have over 1,000 members of the service now, but if I expect all the police officers to to do a certain level of use of force training and firearms, then I should be doing it too. One of my other favorite times in policing was I had 6 years on our tactical rescue unit, or our Halton SWAT team.
You mean the crazy people that go through the door
The
first?
crazy people that go through first. And
The one wearing
down,
a sock over your head.
climb down walls.
Yeah.
And,
So I understand that there potentially is and I'm not sure how to say this, but I think there's a scan of your butt somewhere.
well, I'm not sure.
Did you have a
You have been
bicycle
talking
seat
to someone? There is a bicycle seat
made
experience.
specifically for your butt?
Well, I was told that it would be comfortable for said body part. And,
Yes.
I did undertake to do a long ride recently. There was a ride to remember.
I was going to say, that probably was really a ride to remember then, because those things are never that comfortable.
Was a ride to remember. So
4 days, right?
Yeah, a week and a half ago, I joined 190 other police officers, and we rode from the Ontario Police College to Ottawa over 4 days.
Wow.
And it's all about bringing awareness and commemorating the Police Memorial
Yes.
weekend in Ottawa,
Yes.
which, but it was quite a great accomplishment. I'm glad that I did it. It was a lot of work, and
You were the most seasoned officer there, were you not?
well, I think I didn't poll anybody, but I'm thinking I think I won 3 titles, probably.
Really?
Probably oldest, probably senior rank, although the commissioner of the OPP was with us,
Oh, okay.
and probably heaviest, but there was a couple
It's
that
a
were
muscle.
close.
It's muscle, right?
There is some muscle involved in weight.
Wow. All right. Well, we'd better return you to work. At this point in the interview, I generally, offer my guests the opportunity for them to share a business email address or website. But since you're in a slightly different role, do you have any information that you'd like to leave our viewers with? Is there a web address that they should go to? I mean, everyone knows the phone number.
Absolutely. 911.
911.
911's a good one, and most people remember that, and we come when you call it. And no, I think the main thing is, you always access the Halton Police website, www.haltonpolice.ca, and we're always hiring. We're always looking for great people to join our team, and between increased budgets, hopefully again this year.
Yeah.
Our budget's about $155 million a year to pay for this police operation to protect our citizens, and we will probably hire 50 to 60 police officers next year and another 10 or 15 civilian members of our team here. So keep us in mind if you're looking at a new career or a career change. It's
Yes.
I can't imagine a better career than what
I
I've
know.
had. I've been very fortunate, but it's as a career, no matter where I've worked in policing, I've never had to go to work a day in my life in 37 years. So
That
it's,
is a lovely testimony.
that's a good goal for people to have, and
is.
certainly keep us in mind. And if there's anything we can do for your viewers, give us a call.
Absolutely. Well, Chief Steve Tanner, thank you ever so much
Thank
for
you.
your time.
Privilege.
It's been a real treat actually being able to spend time and talk to you about these things. Since I was a little kid, I had 101 questions about the police force, and you've really helped put a dent in an awful lot of them.
Great. Well, if we can do this again and get to the other 51,
Yeah,
let me know.
Hey, don't, I was going to say, be careful what you ask, because I'll take you up on it.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.